Today is Father's Day, and for Father's Day, I really wanted to get the perspective of a father who can speak to other issues here, including pride issues. Chris Kelly has spoken here a couple of times before, and we're really glad to welcome him back. So please welcome back on Father. I should mention that Gary is also a father who spent a substantial chunk of his Father's Day driving and talking, and now Chris is going to speak with us as well. So please welcome back Southbury.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me okay? All right, where do you want me, Jeremy? A couple things up front. The first thing is, it's just absolutely an honor to be asked to speak here. What we just heard, I've seen so many wonderful things here, and the community here has been so important to me through what I'm about to relate to you, and it really is an honor. The second thing is, and Rick said it, I've lived in Southbury for 20 years. I've got 3 children. My son Aiden is here today. The other 2 are gone, moved on, and Aiden started down a journey a couple years ago, and what I want to share with you, what Rick asked me to speak to, is how that relates to me and some of my experiences. And I can only speak for me. I can't speak for Aiden. I can't speak for any other dad, but I want to take you through that. The third thing is, it's windy. My allergies are driving me insane, and when I go through this, if it seems like I get choked up, if it seems like I get emotional, it's just the pollen. So don't worry about me. So Aiden, a couple of years ago, came to me and said, I'm already in. It's already the pollen. Said, Dad, I'm transgender. And I said, okay. I think back on it now, and I was like, what was my real first reaction to that? Right? I like to think that I did or said something cool. I like to tell people, yeah, I was jealous, because how come you're 15 and you're this brave? And I've never done anything that brave in my life. But really, my first reaction was just, okay. Like, it seemed like something big was changing, but at the same point in time, nothing was changing, right? We're still a family, and it's, and it was going to be interesting. The thing that I remember feeling was ignorance, feeling like I got to learn about this quick because I don't have any firsthand experience and I don't know how to relate to this. And I asked Aiden a question. I said, can you expand a little bit and tell me, from your perspective, what does this feel like? And he said, my body doesn't match my brain, right? My body doesn't match my brain. And I spent the next couple months trying to learn and educate and talk to people and figure it out. And what he said to me was probably 50% of what I needed to know. That was it. I don't need to know exactly how he feels to respect him and respect anybody. I don't need to know exactly how it feels to support him, right? I mean, it's Father's Day today. Aiden doesn't know what it's like to be a father of 3. It's hard. It's hard, Aiden. It's not easy. Respect is what's important. And the other thing that I learned right away, he said to me, I've chosen the name Aiden Levi. And I said, okay, that's pretty cool. So I'll call the school and I'll talk to your teacher. He said, no, I'll take care of it. I said, okay, well, that's pretty cool too. So, like I said, I tried to learn. I tried going to support groups, and I saw a lot of people that were at different levels, and I hopefully over time, they're all doing great. I mean, but I saw a lot of people that said things that brushed me the wrong way and made me think, boy, this is not my reaction at all. And maybe it's because I'm a dad and we're less emotional. Maybe it's because I don't have feelings. I don't know. So one of the things I heard over and over again from parents is, I'm having a hard time with the name. Bless you, John. I gave my child this name, and I'm mourning that. And I would think to myself, if that's important to you, if that's what's important to you, that you named this person, how important do you think it is to them that they've chosen the name for themselves, that they've chosen their identity? This isn't about you. It's about the person who you love. Put them first. I heard parents talking about mourning sometimes, and I thought, what are you mourning? I've got a healthy, wonderful kid. I've got a healthy, wonderful family. That's just not a part of it. I wrote down some other notes here. Let me see what I wrote. This just says, don't tell bad jokes. I should probably get this laminated. So the next thing that happened that was interesting that I learned from is the pandemic was going away a little bit, and it was time to go to the dentist. And at this point in time, Aiden's... Am I okay where I am? You know that thing adds 20 pounds, right? People are going to wonder how many cameras you've got on me. So it was time to go to the dentist, and we hadn't yet legally changed Aiden's name, but everybody knew him as Aiden. But when you think about, your dental insurance and stuff like that, so I made us both appointments, and I made sure that my appointment was a week before his, so that I could go in and greet the kids and tell them what's going on, so that they don't use the wrong name, because it's not fun to be called by the wrong name. And so I did, and I went in and I talked to my dentist who's here in town, and he listened to everything I said, and he said, "What name?" I said, "Well, what happened? What happened?" There you go. I said, "He's chosen the name Aiden." And my dentist said, "Wow, that's crazy. My nurse, her transgender son is also named Aiden." And the first thought that I had made me happy. There's allies. There's allies everywhere. That made me happy. But when I thought about it a little more, I realized, well, wait a minute. I'm not being a really good ally here. I shouldn't have to go and grease the skids. I shouldn't be worried about how people react. How people react is on them. I know how I'm reacting, and I know how we're reacting. So it was a really interesting learning experience. And since then, what I've noticed is I run into people all the time. And my hope is there's going to be more and more and more families like that. I didn't know any other families that had direct experience with transgender individuals when this started, and now I know a bunch. And I hope that as we go through this, more and more people can be their authentic selves and get support. And then I kind of turned my brain to, well, what can I do to help? And another question people ask me all the time is, well, how does the school react? How did the school do with all this? And I have to say that my direct experiences with Region 15 have been 90% positive. But also very, very informational. I talked to the principal one day, and it was also during COVID. And I said, you don't have a GSA right now. And he said, well, we can't. And I said, why not? He said, because all of our clubs are meeting at home. And a lot of kids that might come to a group like that, it could be a safety issue. What if their parents don't know yet? Or what if their family doesn't find that out? And I thought, wow, that's scary. It's scary to think about that. My girlfriend is a high school teacher, and she'll tell me stories about, kids who bring clothes to school and change when they get there because they're not comfortable at home with their parents seeing who they want to be. Or, maybe there's a play and their name has to go in the playbill, and they want a different name than what they normally go by in school because their parents don't know. And that really hit me. The school tried to do... The school did a good job overall. And then we found a blessing. And her name is Dr. Burden. And she's been wonderful. And I thought to myself, I'm trying to help, right? What can I do to help? She calls me one day out of the blue, and I don't know her, and she explains to me that she knows Aiden and that she wants to go and speak at the elementary school. They've asked her, can somebody speak and talk about different types of pride and how to implement that in the classroom? She was asking if she could bring Aiden with her. This is wonderful. Next thing you know, you fast forward a little bit, and Region 15 has education materials on the importance of pronouns, and my son's in the middle of it. And it's wonderful. And I'm thinking, what can I do? I'm grown up, I guess the word you'd use. And then I sit and I watch, and I'm just in awe of what he's been able to accomplish. I'm almost done here. I think I had another story or two that I wanted to share. What the heck was it? No. Well, so we've come a long way. We've come a long way in the process since it started. We've legally changed Aiden's name. We've legally changed his gender. His driver's permit says male, which he is because he's my son. But the most remarkable thing to me, we found the right doctors that were supportive. He started testosterone. Now it's been eight months? Almost, huh? 10 months. All right, I'm sorry. And it was just interesting to watch. It was interesting to go to the doctor with him. And again, my first thought was, please don't make me have to give him needles. I don't want to do that. That's going to scare me. I'm not going to handle that. And he said, I'll do it. Teach me how to do it. I'll do it. And he's done it every single week religiously without complaining. I mean, think about the dedication to yourself and being your true self to do that. And then I don't even know if he knows I saw this, but he put a video on Instagram after 6 months. And it was a video of his face and his voice when he started testosterone, and then his face and his voice 6 months into testosterone. And the difference was absolutely remarkable. But the biggest difference was the smile. The smile was the most important part. And I don't know if you all know the chemical reaction, the chemistry of what testosterone does to your body and what these chemicals do. I have absolutely no idea. But all I know, again, is I don't have to know. I don't have to know exactly how all of this works to respect the journey he's on and to see these changes and to know that the way I was brought up and the way that we thought about things, it's just different now. And it's different because it's better. So I guess I can cover, I got the shirt here, right? When I think about, pride in general, I'm proud of my kids. I'm proud of all my kids, and I'm proud of them for a lot of reasons. I wrote them down, Aiden, but I can probably remember most of them. I'm not proud of Aiden because he's transgender. I'm proud of Aiden because he's talented, because he's funny, because he's smart. I went to watch him perform in the high school play a couple months ago now, right? And sing in front of the whole school. I couldn't do that. That would scare the crap out of me. He got a brand new voice. He's got a brand new voice, and he's standing there doing that. It's wonderful. He's smart. He's funny. I said to him one day when he got his permit, I said, thank you. Thank you. Nice bike. Another thing we've found through all this is that there's still ignorant people, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? You got to look for the good. What I'm proud of with Aiden and his journey about being transgender is the way he's handled himself and what other people have seen and what we've seen. I feel like you can only change the world one person at a time, and I just feel like there's going to be a lot of lucky people to know him as he continues to grow. And I'm really, really fortunate, and I'm really, really proud, and I'll stop now, and I just thank you for your time.